Hi, Rich Tehrani here. We're at Interop 2009 in Las Vegas, and this is the TMC newsroom, and we've got the pleasure of speaking today with Steve Shalita, who's with Netscout. How are you, Steve?
Good. How you doing, Rich?
I'm doing fantastic.
Great.
Could you give us a little overview of your company, please?
Sure. Netscout is focused in the service assurance market. We provide large-scale enterprise organizations a way to optimize the delivery of applications and services over their network infrastructure.
Great. So by optimize, how can you define that a little bit more?
Sure. What we do is we actually understand overall delivery of application and service traffic within that network infrastructure to understand how the applications are performing, how the network infrastructure is performing, to really optimize and tune the delivery of those services to the users, as well as being able to solve problems in a very rapid manner.
So basically a company can set up its business processes saying that this class of applications may be more important than this class, or this class of traffic, something like that?
Absolutely, and a lot of that's done from the switch and the switch technology, the switch infrastructure, and the key really in understanding and optimizing delivery of services is really where challenges lie in that infrastructure environment. And many times the network itself is actually operating very well, and applications misbehave, or the way they're configured misbehave. And what the Netscout value proposition really centers around is addressing those issues, understanding the relationship between network, applications, and users, so that the IT organization can tune how that service is delivered, right? To keep it running at peak performance.
Now, I also have seen that you've got news today, right? There's a few announcements.
Yeah, we actually announced yesterday a relationship with Cisco where we've integrated our Sniffer Global product, which is a portable plug-and-play network analyzer. And what we've done is integrated into the Cisco wireless environment. They have a device called the Mobility Services Engine that provides correlation of location of wireless devices, which are constantly moving. And it's mostly used in the applications in vertical markets like healthcare and retail and transportation. And what we've done is taken that location context and integrated it into a management environment.
So you're able to see your assets, basically?
Right, so where the application side, they're looking at assets and where those assets are physically located. Where it becomes valuable in the management space is as you're looking to solve problems, the devices are constantly in motion. How do I go and identify where the problem is emanating from so I can go and fix that? And so it's a time to knowledge enhancement, so I can immediately identify where the problem is, where it's located, and go fix it in a much more rapid fashion.
Well, it seems like something that's necessary in a world where everything is so portable and mobile, and you just need to track the things on your network as effectively as you used to, but in a world where things move around, it makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely, and that really is the change. In a mobile environment, everything's in motion, the users, the applications, and all the problems. So how do you track those down and find that in a really quick way? That's really what we believe that this integration with the Cisco MSE enables us to do.
And the timing is really good too, because 802.11n with theoretical 300 megabit bandwidth is something that's replacing more and more wired LAN. So a lot of typical products, laptops, etc., that might have been wired in an organization don't ever need to be wired. So
right, and there's certainly the deployments of wireless in place of wired. In many areas, wireless is an overlay that's supporting these unique applications, and users have different expectations, right? Or actually, I should say, same expectations in a wired and a wireless environment. And as the migration to 11n takes place, how do you manage and meet those expectations is going to be critical.
Sure. Now you have other news as well, correct?
Well, no, we just announced that this week,
so that was
and talking about from an overall technology perspective.
So if you could try to set up for me, how would your products help a company in the economic environment that they're currently facing? And what can you do for a company?
Well, it's actually a very interesting question. If we look at how the world is today and the economic challenges, IT is fundamentally changing, right? Budgets are certainly not growing and flat at best. IT staff is challenged. And one of the things that we're seeing and hearing from customers across the globe is that it's that old adage, we've got to do more with less,
right.
But it truly is a reality today. And the challenge is they can't just continue to drive infrastructure upgrades. They're not going to be able to add new switches, new equipment, new servers. They've got to get more out of the investments that they've made. And where management and in particular service optimization comes into play is really allowing the IT organization to tune in an effective way the capabilities of the infrastructure they have. As I mentioned earlier, most of the performance issues aren't actually the network themselves. They're applications, they're configurations issues, quality of service, application behavior, and really understanding that interaction becomes critical and allows an organization to truly stretch their capabilities. IDC's issued a couple reports recently just really providing guidance to IT leadership to really look at finding the best ways to get the most out of the infrastructure that you have in place. And Netscout's very well positioned to deliver that value to IT organizations across, on a really global basis, large-scale networks.
That's great. So what are some of the things that we can expect in the future from your company?
We continue on focusing on looking at new ways of optimizing the delivery of services. The change to a service-oriented architecture, service-oriented orchestration of what have been traditionally called applications is really of key interest to us. What we want to understand more granularly is transactions, transaction activities. So we're continuing to focus our capabilities to provide a more granular view of applications in context with the users at a transaction level so they can truly tune that environment. We continue to stay focused truly in application performance and service assurance capabilities. So it really centers around that, driving better ease of use, better scalability. And our products are deployed in some of the largest, really the largest global networks with thousands, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 applications in a single network environment. So really it's about scale and simplicity.
Right. Fantastic. Well, Steve, thank you so much for being on the program.
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.